This week in this video, I'm still working on finishing the papier-mâché sculpture Pride. But part of my overall project here has been to elevate papier-mâché sculpture to a fine art. If you haven't seen the previous videos about how I layer papier-mâché into plaster molds, you might want to go back and look at the last two about Pride. The first one is called 6 More Tricks, and the second one is called Flanges. It's undeniable that making sculpture is really expensive. And so I'm assuming that some of you want to learn a technique that's not so expensive so that you can practice before you make maybe a bronze piece. And I think this is a great method to do that. There are really very few limitations of what you can do with this method of putting craft paper pieces into plaster molds. So let's go right back to where we ended the last video. Here I'm attaching the torso to the legs using first PVA glue and then papier-mâché paste to attach those legs. The threaded rod is already in there with the paper paste attached to the washers and the nuts in order to hold the whole thing together. I'm using my scalpel on the piece to clean off any raggedy edges that are still there from the mold lines. And I'm going to go over the piece and clean off the wax. And then what I'll do is I'll continue using PVA glue with papier-mâché paste and fill up any imperfections. I'll be doing a layer of PVA glue and papier-mâché paste and then going back to the craft paper pieces and then wait for a couple of days for it to dry and then go back and do the same process over again until the whole surface is without any imperfections. It's true that this process is laborious, but it doesn't take as much time as making a bronze sculpture, and you can do it all by yourself. You don't have to have a foundry. This leg has a big dent in the back of it. Sometimes these things happen. The paper gets ripples, it gets dents in it. I'm not sure if the glue was a little bit wetter than normal, so we thin out the PVA glue a little bit. So if you didn't already know, Ana's son Angel fell into a fire and he is fine now. He's healing, but he was in the hospital for 3 weeks and he got severe 2nd-degree burns. He may still need another surgery. He's back home and he's well, and that's what we care about right now. Ana is back and she's working on this base that I'm going to use to finish another sculpture. In the meantime, I'm going to pull these arms out of the mold and put them together and cut the flanges off. So I did the usual thing. I'm rolling out coils. I'm painting in PVA glue into the insides of the arms. I'm gonna stick the coils in, paint PVA glue on the flanges and the coils, and clamp the pieces together. So this is the original piece with the original head and hands, but I wanted it to be more prideful, and I wanted the face to be a little fuller. So I made another head and new hands for this piece, and I don't know if it's gonna come together. I don't know if it's gonna work. We'll find out, hopefully by the end of the next video. I would really love it if you left a comment and let me know if you're using this technique, if you're learning something, or if you have any questions. My dogs are running around like a couple of insane people. So here's a preview of the next video. I'm gonna finish the hands, make the mold, and I might get the paper mache, and I might get the paper layered into that mold. And I might get the paper layered into that mold. Thanks for watching.